Ever wondered if plunging into a tub of icy water could help you build muscles faster? Welcome to the world of cold water immersion, a trend that's causing a buzz in the fitness community. From high-profile athletes to weekend warriors, many swear by the benefits of an ice bath post-workout. Some claim it's the secret sauce to accelerated muscle growth, while others say it's the perfect antidote to muscle soreness. Intrigued? In this video, we will dive deep into the research behind this chilling trend. Before we get into the cold facts, let's understand what muscle hypertrophy is. In simple terms, muscle hypertrophy is the increase in size of muscle cells. Imagine a balloon inflating. That's essentially what's happening to your muscle cells as they grow in size. This growth is a result of strenuous exercise and a protein-rich diet. It's a common goal for those involved in strength training or bodybuilding, as bigger muscle cells not only give the appearance of a more toned physique, but they also increase strength and endurance. The process of muscle hypertrophy involves a complex series of biological events, but at its core, it's the body's natural response to stress. When we exercise, we're putting our muscles under stress. The body reacts by repairing and strengthening the muscle fibers, leading to muscle growth or hypertrophy. Now that we understand muscle hypertrophy, let's see how cold water immersion plays a role. Cold water immersion, or ice baths, have been used for years for recovery. But what's the science behind it? When you plunge into cold water, your body goes into a state of shock. This is due to a process known as vasoconstriction, which is essentially the narrowing of your blood vessels. You see, your body is a well-optimized machine that always seeks balance or homeostasis. When exposed to cold, it responds by trying to conserve heat. It does this by reducing blood flow to the skin and extremities, thus keeping the vital organs warm. That's why your fingers and toes might feel numb in an ice bath. But that's not all. Cold water immersion also triggers the body's fight or flight response. This is an automatic physiological reaction to stressful situations, which prepares the body to either confront or run from the threat. In this case, the threat is the sudden drop in body temperature. As a result, you might notice your heart pounding, your breath quickening, and your senses sharpening. This is your body getting ready to take action. Interestingly, this fight or flight response also stimulates the release of hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline, also known as epinephrine, increases heart rate, blood pressure, and energy supplies. Cortisol, on the other hand, curbs functions that would be non-essential in a fight or flight situation and enhances the body's ability to repair tissues. Moreover, it's speculated that cold water immersion could potentially stimulate the immune system. The thinking is that the body, in response to the cold, might ramp up its production of white blood cells, which play a key role in fighting off infections. Now, it's important to note that while these physiological effects of cold water immersion are well documented, their long-term impacts on the body and overall health are still a subject of ongoing research. So, we know cold water immersion has some effect on the body, but does it help with muscle growth? Our video today aims to assess and scrutinize the current body of knowledge on the influence of post-workout cooling, specifically cold water immersion, when combined with resistance training on muscle growth. A meta-analysis and systematic review by Pinheiro et al. Shed some light on the current state of play. To ensure a comprehensive analysis, they conducted an extensive search through databases like PubMed, MEDLINE, Scopus, and Web of Science collect pertinent studies. They found 8 studies that met their inclusion criteria. The initial analysis of these studies revealed compelling evidence of hypertrophic adaptations with resistance training. However, the scenario changes when we add cold water immersion into the mix. The data suggested that when combining cold water immersion and resistance training, the hypertrophic adaptations were likely to fall somewhere between small and non-existent. Summing up, the current data implies that implementing cold water immersion immediately after bouts of resistance training might hinder hypertrophic alterations. Therefore, the overall impact of cold water immersion on muscle growth remains an intriguing topic that requires further exploration. While our understanding is slowly crystallizing, it's still as murky as the waters in that ice bath after strenuous workout. The question remains, should you, a fitness enthusiast, start taking ice baths for muscle growth? Let's break it down. While scientific research has shown some potential benefits of cold water immersion, it's essential to remember that these findings aren't one-size-fits-all. Personal experience and individual responses to cold water immersion can significantly vary. Just because it works wonders for one person doesn't mean it'll do the same for another. The practical implications of these findings are worth considering. If you're someone who regularly engages in high-intensity workouts and struggles with muscle soreness, An ice bath could potentially aid in your recovery process. By reducing inflammation and promoting blood flow, it could help you bounce back quicker and get back to your routine. However, it's essential to balance these potential benefits with the possible risks. Cold water immersion can be quite a shock to the system, especially if you're new to it. It can cause a sharp decrease in body temperature, which, in extreme cases, could lead to hypothermia. Also, it's not recommended for those with certain health conditions like heart disease or high blood pressure, as it could exacerbate these issues. So if you're considering adding ice baths to your fitness regime, it's crucial to start slowly. Begin with shorter durations and less cold water, then gradually increase as your body becomes accustomed to the temperature. Always listen to your body, and stop if you feel overly uncomfortable or if you experience any adverse effects. Moreover, it's important to remember that while ice baths could potentially aid muscle recovery, they're not a magic bullet for muscle growth. Hypertrophy is a complex process that involves a combination of factors: proper nutrition, adequate rest, and a well-rounded exercise routine, to name a few. It's the consistent effort and discipline in these areas that will ultimately lead to muscle growth, not a single recovery method. Remember, an ice bath might make for a cool Instagram post, but it's your overall approach to fitness that truly matters. So, we've journeyed through the icy waters of scientific research on cold water immersion and muscle hypertrophy. We've explored what muscle hypertrophy is and how it's the process by which muscles grow in size and strength. We delved into the science behind cold water immersion, learning about its potential to reduce inflammation and speed up muscle recovery. However, we also uncovered that the scientific verdict on the relationship between cold water immersion and muscle hypertrophy suggests it might hinder the muscle growth process by reducing inflammation, which plays a key role in muscle repair and growth. On the other hand, other research points to the potential benefits of cold water immersion, such as improved circulation and reduced muscle soreness. We discussed the potential risks, like the shock to the system and potential for hypothermia, as well as the benefits, like the potential for improved recovery and reduced muscle soreness. It's clear that more research is needed in this area, and it's important to remember that what works for one person may not work for another. So there we have it, another interesting video discussing the impact of ice baths and cold water immersion on muscle growth. If you found this video interesting, please share with others, like the video, and subscribe for more content. Until next time.